Hey, how's it going, you guys? I just wanted to apologize firsthand for the fact that I'm doing this at night, so everything's going to be really overexposed, but I've been meaning to make this video for the last 3 weeks or so. You also can see how dirty my shit is. Awesome. Downside, I guess, to wheeling on a regular basis. The issue I had was with my blower motor switch. I read a lot of different forums, a lot of different sites, watched a lot of videos, and I could not really find a comprehensive place for everything I needed to know about what was going on. So what I started with was the blower motor coil, which is located right behind the glove box. I'm going to post a video of another guy who did a very concise breakdown on how to swap this coil out. That helped me immensely because that was the first component I actually changed, which ended up not being the right component. The issue that I initially had was when I turned this number two, so my second was my high. It was my high blower, which made no sense because anytime I moved to any of the others, it was no longer a speed of any kind. It was off. I had off and I had high. This is indicative of what you find when your resistor coil or your, I guess, resistor pack goes out. When the resistor pack goes out, 1, 2, and 3 will not function, but high will, because it does not use the resistor pack to actually, do anything. After that, I ended up deciding to dig into the switch a little bit more, and most of the information I found led to the fact that if the blower, which is located right there, see the motor, very easy to replace. Just pop out the red tab, remove the plug, and then there's a small tab located just beyond the plug. You pull that down and rotate the whole motor assembly counterclockwise, and it just plops right out. It's the easiest thing I've ever swapped. Anyone with any knowledge of cars in general should be able to complete this with no problems. If it starts pulling too many amps, what it does is it cooks your blower motor switch, this guy right here, and you'll end up with either no functionality at all or other haywire things will happen. So if you want to actually access this switch, it's insanely easy. Right here, this trim piece that you see behind the black, it just has 4 clips holding in place. Use a flathead screwdriver, begin on one side, pop it up, and just move your way down along the way. Once you have that out of the vehicle, there are 2 screws. I'm not sure if you're going to be able to, nope, you're not going to be able to see them. There are 2 screws located roughly here and here. You will need to remove those. Those are Phillips. At which point you should be able to pull back on the top of the whole assembly and gently pry this entire cover off. All these components that you see here will remain in place. Once you have that off, there is a screw located here and here, both Phillips as well, different length than the ones on top, so make sure you keep them separated. This entire assembly will come out as one piece. Once you have it removed, unfortunately you will not be able to buy a new switch. This entire thing comes as an assembly and you will have to buy it. OEM, I saw it for $600, but it was also out of stock. On the upside is you can get it from, I believe, Summit Racing for $40. And I obviously didn't bother to opt for that because I like fixing everything. So what I wanted to tell you what I did is I dug into this guy. It had melted. It was pulling too many amps and it melted. So that was indicative of my blower motor having gone bad. So I went ahead and replaced the blower motor while I was at it. While I was in there, I was able to rebuild the switch. It's not insanely complex. There's about 4 clips that hold the whole assembly together. Once I popped it apart, I was able to refinish the mating surfaces that had gone bad due to the overamperage. It had cooked and melted in the plastic a little bit, but I was able to kind of just shave those off. I backfilled with epoxy and rebuilt it. Most people online will say that this is a temporary fix. It is. But I haven't had any issues over the last few weeks. I'll probably just run it until I have another issue and then go ahead and replace the assembly, considering it's not that expensive. I guess that's the whole reason that us DIY people do DIY things, is to see if we can do it, and if not, we pay the money, which we usually do not have. But you basically just replace the switch assembly if you needed to. All the clips on the back are very straightforward. The one thing to note is almost everything has a red tab switch plug on it. Make sure you pry out those red tabs. Like if you think that you have got them all the way pried, pry them a little bit more. You'll feel it pop, and once it's released, you know you're golden. If you have any questions or comments, feel free to hit me up.